I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, wow. We're live. It's the last party of the weekend. It's 10 drink minimum. Let's bring in the others. I mean James Smiley.
Is it just me?
It's just you, man.
Oh, the pressure's on.
The pressure's on. So I don't understand Facebook anymore, man. So I'm going to share this. I'm trying to share it. And no longer does it let me choose just me and then let it share. It just gives me, so now I have to copy the link, I think, and I'm going to have to go over to my page and I'm going to have to post the link here. Very frustrating. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And they change it so often. It's stupid. And I'm going to do it for you as well.
Thank you very much.
So let me share it kind of for you. So Holly is sick, with baby sickness.
Right.
So I'm sick.
How's she gonna be a parent? Isn't she supposed to plan for this kind of stuff?
I don't know. I don't know how it all works, man. You're asking the wrong hombre, dude.
Okay. All right.
I don't know nothing about no babying. But yeah, I've shared them. I think we're shared on our Facebook stuff now. So if you guys are watching, share it on yours as well if you can. I don't know how it works anymore because they keep fucking changing it. Oh, I just said the F-bomb. Hopefully I didn't say that in the first 30 seconds because then they'll also not let me, if I wanted to promote it, I cannot. So just weird.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Weird stuff, man.
That is
Facebook's weird, man. I don't know. So it's just Chris and James adventure today.
Always fun.
So what are you drinking there, son?
I'm drinking delicious hot tea. Licorice and molasses.
Okay. Well, that's it. What? Wait, hold on. What? Licorice and molasses tea?
Yes. Well, it's just licorice tea, but I put the molasses in for sweetener.
What are you, like an old lady or what? You're like, I got the molasses.
It's high in iron. It's good for you.
I had this conversation with someone the other day. They're like, I know about molasses. They're like, I've had it, but they're like, it's not like an item I would go to the store and buy. And for me, molasses, when I think about it is when I would go to my grandmother's. First of all, my grandmother every morning got up and made breakfast for like my grandfather. And it was like fucking eggs, bacon, blah, 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 biscuits. And there was always like, jelly, honey, and molasses for your biscuits. Like, and every once in a while, I'll walk through the store and I'll see that brand of molasses because I don't think there's a lot.
Not really, no.
Gives me flashbacks of my grandmother. So licorice and molasses tea. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So what? Go ahead.
And then, of course, I have the Limerita.
Show that. Put that up to the camera. I gotta see this Limerita, and I'm gonna match you. I have a seltzer because I'm a seltzer guy. I have 8% seltzer.
Okay. Who makes an 8%? Is it Pabst?
Blue Ribbon.
Oh, of course they do.
Pabst is like, we'll make a seltzer, but you can only have like 2, and then you're gonna fall down.
Well, interestingly enough, that's kind of why I'm rocking the Limerita today. Yeah. Also 8%.
Oh man, I always love that. Like someone looks at it, your drink, and they're like, "Oh, that's a girl drink." And I'm like, "Dude, this is 8%, dude. Your Bud Light's like 4."
Yeah, if I finish this on the show, I'll be feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Let me ask you that question.
Hmm.
Since the pandemic, I mean, we're closing in on a year of pandemic, right?
Yep.
What has it done to your alcohol tolerance?
Um, well, obviously it's down. It's way down
Yeah.
because I used to go out to at least for the weekend. If there was good shows, I could be out Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'll have on a Friday night, I'll hang out with like the one person that I hang out with. And I had 5 beers. So we went to Santa Fe, we went to Green Jeans on Friday,
Oh,
and
nice.
I had 4 beers there. And we Ubered, which was tough because there's no one driving. So it's
Yeah,
like 20-minute wait to get a driver. So
it is.
we get home and we have a couple more. And I wake up on Saturday and I'm just like, oh man, my head hurts, and I just feel like I had a bender. I went crazy. I was like, "Rah!" But I had like 6 beers.
You had like a 6-pack,
Yeah, I had a 6-pack of beers.
which we used to drink during the setup for this show.
Right, we were getting ready, right, pre-show, drinking. And so I just wonder how many people have like lost their tolerance, which is a good thing. Losing your tolerance is a good thing to me, because then
Oh yeah,
you're like, well, fuck, I don't, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna have 3 beers and I'm good. I just wonder if I'll ever get back into, like, as the Germans say, get back into shape, beer drinking shape. I mean, because like now I look at these, like I've had these in my beer fridge for quite a while. These PBR strong seltzers, 8%. Because every time I look at them now, I'm all, ooh, do I want to? Am I gonna have that kind of night? Whereas in the old days, I'd be like, I could have 3 of those and not give a shit.
you're all. Why do these only come in 4-packs? This is bull.
No, they didn't. They came in a 12.
Oh, okay.
Like they just want you to die. They're like, PBR, we don't give a
I,
shit. Blah.
I want one of those. Oh, I also noticed that they started carrying at my local liquor thing.
What?
Another 8%er.
Oh,
I haven't seen this one for a while. It's Mike's Harder Lemonade, also 8%.
really? Interesting. Good to know.
Or
Yeah.
like we used to do at the liquor store, we turn it into a Mike's Hardest by you just mix it with another shot.
No.
It's Mike's Hardest Lemonade.
Oh man, I don't know. And that's I the only problem with stuff like that is like there's too much sugar in it. Like seltzers, I'm fine with because there's usually not a lot of sugar in them. I like it says, what does it say on this? It says less than 1 gram of sugar. So,
That's better than a soda pop. Jeez.
oh yeah, totally. I agree. Let me see here. What do I not have going here? Oh, the ticker. That's right. So, since it's just us today, I thought we would, delve more into because, every once in a while someone will post some bullshit. They're like, more Smiley, And so, these are in there. So
Some bullshit. Thank you.
some bullshit. No. So the last one we did called Dorm Days, kind of like it got a lot of downloads, just me and you. And I was like, damn, so whenever, Holly's like, I'm sick, I was like, oh, all right, well, it's Smiley and I'll just do another, show. And it's funny because like that one, like I told you, that someone interviewed me for Pattern Energy for their Facebook and their blog or whatever. And that's the one they watched. And like all the questions came from that episode. So I just kind of wonder, how many people like tuned into just that episode and you just think like, oh my God, these people are insane. Which I always think, I'm like, how often I want people to, go ahead and message us that. How many times do you like look at us and go, these people are insane? I always wonder that, Do you ever think that? You're like,
I get that from anyone I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
It's just given. They're like, oh, it's just Smiley being insane.
Well, the thing that always cracks me up too is like, you're such a interesting individual. So, to put it mildly, and like constantly, like when Billy was doing this show, outside of this show, Billy and I would hang out because we lived together. And then, every once in a while, we would hang out, with you. But like everybody, I think that listens to this show, you can tell because they think that we, like you and I, hang out all the time, which we do every once in a while, but we don't very often, right? So I would go
usually
out
at the same events.
Yeah. So Billy and I would go out, and people would see us, and they'd be like, "Hey, where's Smiley?" And we're just like, "Oh, we don't know." And they're like, "He's not with you," and they just assume like you're just with us all the time.
Like we're a gang, like a posse.
Yeah, we just roll in. That'd be fun, right? I always just feel like we roll in, and it's the what do you call those doors that like the Western Saloon has? And we just kick them open. First of all, where the fuck did the idea for the Western Saloon doors come from? Because those are just stupid. They don't keep the weather out whatsoever. How do you lock up at night?
I never thought about that. Maybe they don't. It's a saloon. Maybe they're just open all the time,
24/7.
I mean, I don't remember playing, Red Dead and being like, "Oh, the bar is closed." That never happened.
No,
Saloon's always open.
That's true. Let's see. I want to pull it up just so people know what we're talking about. Because like saloon door, like I just thought of that. I was like, who invented that? That's the stupidest idea for anything ever.
The top's open, the bottom's open, and it doesn't latch.
Well, yeah. You could just walk under it. Old Western swinging door. Here we go. So let me pull this up here. Just a terrible idea. Let's see if it'll let me. Yeah. I love this. It now lets me just choose the tab that I want to share. Boom. Okay. Can you see it? Yeah. It's like those old timey saloon doors. Like what kind of dumb shit? You could just like, if you're like, we're going to close up for the night, they just go underneath, just slide under, like when you were a kid and you'd go into the bathroom stall, lock it, and then slide underneath and leave.
Yeah. Like an asshole.
Real asshole. You did that to people out there. You did that.
Of course we did.
You're a kid. You don't care about the pee stained floor. You don't give a shit.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
You don't touch. You're like, ooh, gross. I don't want to touch the ground with my hands. So you roll your sleeves up over your hands because that's fine.
That is funny though. Like that's such a, I don't know if women do this, but I'm sure that they do. But like you're like, ew, and then you pull your sleeve over, right? And then you touch it with the cloth and then throw it, but then never worry about the cloth again, like that it's dirty or touched something.
Yeah.
Nah, whatever. That's pretty funny. I haven't done that in a long time. So
it happens. Yeah.
So I have a question for you, because you don't live like. First of all, I hate the word normal. I like to say like there's like average or whatever, but you don't live like an average life by any means at all. Would you agree to that?
Well, I don't know anyone else that lives a life like me, so probably not. No.
So as the person that's you, what is something that you see in average everyday life that you don't understand, or like you're like, how does that work? Like I always wonder from your perspective.
Well, a big one is like I have roommates and stuff that like absolutely hate their jobs.
Oh, sure.
Like, and it's like, and they're like, you know what I'm talking about, James? I was like, no.
All right.
I'm all, yeah. The last time I had a shitty job I didn't like, I quit it. Yeah. I got a different one.
Well, you get fired, right?
Or get fired, whatever.
Or whatever. So you don't understand like why people stay at their job even though they hate it.
Yeah, that was never clicked with me. I was like, why are you here? And I'm like, I really like working here. It's like, you like working at this place? I'm like, yeah.
Well, I would say a lot of times people, I guess the word would be fear. Because a lot of times people are just always the fear. There's two words: fear and comfort. If I'm going to answer this to you, and I'm only answering this from my perspective. I'm sure there's other people out there that have a different perspective. So a lot of times people will get a job because they're afraid of being homeless, or B, they're afraid they'll disappoint their family or whatever. And so they get said job, and then, they just get into the groove of it, and then they hate it, but it's like such an discomfort to change jobs and then also there's the fear, you don't know if you're going to change jobs and then lose it, I guess, that's a big one for people. I would say that's why. I would say fear and comfort, like just being too comfortable or lazy, so to speak,
There we go. Well, that makes more sense.
People
I
don't
was
want
assuming-
people don't like, first of all, the scariest word in the English language that from my experience is the word change, and people are so afraid of it, and so, you have this lifestyle that's your world. You come home to every day, you walk through the front door of your house, and that's your world, and you're afraid of that disruption. You know what I mean? And especially if you have kids and such. If you have kids, you're worried you're not going to be able to pay for, because kids don't,
I've never lived with anyone that had kids. These are all people in pretty much the same situation as me, but they refuse to leave their shitty jobs.
I'd say lazy, probably.
I never figured out. They come home like angry every day, and I'm like, well, why don't you
beat your boss?
Job?
Why don't you beat your boss's ass in the alley and then just walk off, bro? No call, no show.
Get him deported to Canada. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, like you do.
Any of the things that I used to do to my management that pissed me off, eye for an eye.
When's one time that you were fired from a job and you felt like it wasn't right? And I say that because I know that you've been fired from jobs and you were just like, oh, you've been like, yeah, they totally had a good reason to fire me. Just because you've told me that.
For sure. No, I'm trying to think of a time when I was like,
I
wasn't like, oh, they got me.
Yeah, because that's the thing that perplexes me, because I've never been fired from a job before. I don't know what that feels like, and I really am not in the process of wanting to learn, but
I don't know. Usually a relief.
This is a relief for you and me. But there was a time where you got fired and you were like, this is bullshit. I didn't do this.
Probably when I worked at La Provence.
Okay. Is that the place that was owned by the guy Steve Paternoster or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's actually why I got fired, because me and Steve didn't have a very good relationship, and he didn't realize that I worked there. And he was a part owner.
Yeah.
And I walked in one day while they were having a meeting, and they're like, James, I'm sorry, wrong French accent. I was working in a different place that had a Parisian. But anyway, our manager, the other owner, was like, we have to let you go. You were late today. And I was all, yeah, I called and told you. You saw me walking my scooter over here, right?
Yeah.
Because I know you can see me out the window.
Why didn't you get along with that Steve dude?
He used to he was the owner over at Scalo.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to talk a lot of shit about him over there when I worked there.
Yeah. That whole thing fell apart, though, didn't it?
Yeah. I was all like, couldn't have happened to a worse person.
So do you keep up with local news at all?
Yeah. Actually, it's how I start my day usually.
Oh, wow. So I was gonna
I'll go into the kitchen and around 4 in the afternoon and turn on the TV and then start doing housework.
Oh, you watch the news?
Yeah.
I just never pictured you as a person that watched the local news. Or I picture you watch the local news and you just laugh at things.
Well, sometimes. I still watch it.
You're just like, ah, stupid ass. So I wanted to pull up some local news and have you like just react to it, because there's kind of some interesting stuff that's happened as of late.
Oh yes.
So tell me which headline grabs you. Let me see here. Where was I? Man, I had these all queued up and then I fucked it all up, didn't I? Paul Weir to leave UNM basketball program after season, not one season. Let's see here.
I don't know who that is.
He's the head basketball coach.
Oh, okay.
FBI confirms report of long cylindrical UFO moving really fast over New Mexico.
Okay.
You're all, I don't care about that.
Also doesn't seem like news. You live here long enough, you've seen a UFO.
Wow.
Slow news day on that one, huh?
Options are being weighed concerning legalized marijuana in the state.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that one earlier.
Oh.
It made it through the House, right?
Yeah, I made it through the House. I didn't even know, like why was that not a thing that was on the docket for whenever we voted? Like, why is it now going through after? That's the question I have. Maybe I don't know enough about it. I thought that it was one of those things. Most states, it went to the voters and they voted on it.
We didn't. They deliberately didn't put it.
Huh.
They pushed it off so it wouldn't be on the ballot.
Oh.
And this is the second recreational one that's made it through the House. So
Okay.
hopefully this time I'll go through the Senate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, right? So how do you feel? How do you feel about that one?
I haven't gotten a chance to read over the bill yet, but I think we're kind of behind on it.
Yeah.
It means our state wouldn't have to rely so heavily on our natural gas and oils.
Right. We just smoke it away.
And
Smoke 'em up, Johnny.
really, the one thing, like, I do smoke weed from every once in a while, but it stays in your system forever. And if it's made legal, then it wouldn't matter if it shows up on a drug test.
Yeah. Well, it all depends on what your job is, I guess. Because if you have a job that is federal, then yeah, it would. So
I don't. I don't even work at jobs where I have to take a drug test anymore. So I'm like,
they don't do that. They don't do that.
I got rid of that completely.
Oh,
why? So you could have no employees?
Right. I thought of a game for your upcoming movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I told my significant other
when we watch.
Of course it is. So, and you guys can play along at home as well. And I think we should turn this into something. So what's the movie? What's the Zack Snyder movie you're going to be in?
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. So I told my significant other, first one to spot Smiley in the movie, the other person has to do a shot. So
I'm down with that. I got to be in there somewhere.
Yeah. So when you guys watch Army of the Dead, try to spot Smiley and take a picture and then post it on our Facebook page. Because you don't know. I mean, because you have no idea. You won't see it until it's out. And you don't know if you're in it or not. Like they could have cut you out. Like so
we worked on it for an entire summer, but then they revised it for like the other. I worked on that 2 years ago.
2 years ago. So can you talk about that movie now at all?
Not until it's released. Officially released. I can say I was in it, but I can't like.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, not until it comes out.
Yeah, they said you worked with God Snyder, so you can't talk about any of that, huh?
I did work with. I actually worked with him personally. There's a scene where he directed me personally as a zombie.
Oh, nice. So I mean, I guess you can say that much about it, right?
I can say vague things like that, but I can't tell you what the scene was about or who I was in the scene with.
I didn't understand what it was about, which is really weird because I watched the trailer and then I read a synopsis. So it's about where they live in a post-apocalyptic world where there's zombies. And I guess a big part of Las Vegas is occupied by zombies. But then there's like an area where they live, like humans. And so they try to do a heist where they go into the zombie area and steal a bunch of money. Seems like a really interesting plot. Like it's like, huh. Does that sound right?
That sounds about right.
Okay.
That's about the description they gave to all the background crew. They're like, it's a zombie heist movie. Sounds great.
Was it a fun movie?
Takes place in Vegas.
Yeah. Was it a
fun?
Yeah. Yeah. Did it?
Oh my God, yeah.
Can you say where they were filming it at in Albuquerque? Where you were at?
Yeah, I mean, it was mainly over at Albuquerque Studios.
Oh, okay. And they just made it look like Las Vegas?
And oh yeah, I mean, it was a big outdoor lot.
Yeah.
The studio is pretty big, and they're just gonna make it bigger.
It's gonna get bigger. Just gonna get bigger.
Like Midnight Texas, all that scene, that's one set. That's just one outdoor set.
Yeah.
You can walk through Midnight Texas. It's still there.
Oh wow. That's cool. I need to watch the second season of that where you're like you're in it more, right? In the second season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
It's all right. It's really I didn't make it all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of it wasn't very good. It was a little campy. But then again,
over the top.
So was what was the other show that they took from her books? True Blood.
True Blood, yeah.
I liked True Blood at first, like the first half of the show. And then like the later seasons just got real silly, But I liked it at first. But Midnight Texas, yeah, I think it would have been better if it was on like HBO or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. Trying to make that into a PG show really made it campy.
Yeah. Yeah, they're tripping out that you worked on a Zack Snyder film. But you worked on all kinds of films. But you don't really get starstruck like that.
No.
Not even Zack Snyder, huh?
No, I thought it was really cool that the actual the main director was like working with me on my scene.
Yeah.
That was cool. But that could have been any main director.
Yeah.
Usually I just work with the assistant directors.
Have you ever worked on a movie set and the director was just belligerent and mean and shitty?
No, not on a movie set.
On a TV set?
Yeah, I've seen a couple TV shows go down in flames because the director is just crazy.
Really? Do you know what the names are? You probably
can't. No, I don't. Well, I know that was like when I was working on The Brave, everyone knew that wasn't going to last.
Really? Like
maybe not even last the season.
What is the feeling on the set when you like what do you mean by everyone knew that wasn't going to last?
Well, I mean, we'd work on it. We'd work on a scene, like an episode, like the whole day. We'd work on it until they basically had to have us go home. Like, okay, you've worked the maximum 16 hours. We have to send you home. I guess we'll just work with what we have. And that's not what you want to hear from your production crew.
No.
Well, I guess that means you didn't get all the scenes you wanted. Yeah. So hopefully you'll just scrap that into an episode. Oh, and now you guys are they were 2 weeks behind. Like the episodes were airing 2 weeks after we were filming them.
Yeah. Jeez, that's kind of crazy right there. I mean, South Park does that kind of shit, but that's a whole different deal. You're just mainly doing voiceover and then, have animators. But yeah, that's it's always interesting to me. Like there'll be like an indie filmmaker and then they do like a really good indie film and it does really well. And then and their name jumps up there. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, your next film is going to be like blah, blah, blah Marvel movie. And it's like, you've taken this person who probably made this movie. They probably were the lighting person. They probably also were the DP or I don't, director of photography, all that shit. They were like everything. And then now you're going to throw them into this like fucking machine. I always wonder like how, like if that's just done on purpose or it's just how it is. Cause like some people react to it real well. Some people not so much.
Hey, it's true. I just had this conversation with my cousin today.
Mm-hmm.
He was watching the Pianist, and I was like, "Oh, that was Adrian Brophy's like that's his first major performance out of college." And he's like, "He won an Oscar for this." I'm like, "Yeah, some people just get it right away."
Yeah. Well, like I used to watch all the Project Greenlight and all that stuff, and there was a guy that won, have you ever watched Project Greenlight?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. So they have like the first episodes where they pick the person. And God, they pick this guy. Let me see if I can find the name. Season 4, was it this one? Trying to remember which one it was. It was funny because the first one, I think they actually made a movie that they tried to put out in the theater, I think. And I think that first one was like the Shia LaBeouf one, like the Battle of Shaker Heights or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, in the first season.
Yeah. Let's see. But then there was one that it was like a straight to HBO movie. And what was it called? Anyway, I don't remember. The dude was like he wins, and then he immediately turns into like a diva, the director, and he's like he just like instead of like celebrating his win, he just immediately like turned into like a diva. And then he was like, I'm not shooting on digital, I'm shooting on real film. And they were just like, oh, real film is like super expensive and it's dumb. We can make it look just like, they were like, we can in post, we can make it look just like, real film. And he's like, I'll know the difference. And it was just like, and then I watched the movie and it was just terrible. Like he hated the script they had for him, so he like got his friend's script and pushed for them to make that movie instead, and it's terrible. It was such a terrible thing. So it's just always interesting for me to see. I love to watch like the behind the scenes stuff, and it just drove me crazy. Like how this guy who's never directed shit, but he won the show to become a director, and then all of a sudden he just immediately turns into like Hollywood diva man.
He's all, I am the director. I am director.
Yeah. I'm trying to think which one it was. I'm looking it up right now. God, what was it called? Let's see. Movies from Project Greenlight. I always felt like that was a good idea, but none of it really worked. I don't really feel like they did a good, nothing great ever came out of it that I know of. And I could
What was the one they did for Comedy Central where they made the guy think that he was in a movie, but it was all just a huge.
Okay, the movie was called The Leisure Class. That was the movie that the dude made. Like, blah. Director Jason Mann. It's called The Leisure Class, and it sucked. It's terrible. What was that movie though? Comedy. And yeah, and they basically made him think that he was filming a movie, and then they like didn't let him get to the premiere until the very end, and so he still thought it was a real movie.
Yeah. And didn't they do that with like one of the people, like one of the producers for the movie too? Didn't also thought it was a real thing. They were like,
I don't know, Windy City Heat. That was the name of it.
that was a weird series. I much preferred that one. Let's just play an elaborate prank on this guy.
Yeah.
And he took it to heart.
Perry Caravello. This is from Wikipedia, is an aspiring celebrity and struggling comedian, an actor who was discovered in 1992 by comedian Don Barris. He was the warm-up comic for Jimmy Kimmel Live and The Man Show. During an open mic night audition at the Comedy Store, Barris offered Caravello a chance at starting. Wow. So he got discovered at an open mic night? Interesting. But yeah, I remember that movie. It was like basically a fake movie, and then like I love the part where they kept telling him that he'd have a stunt double, and then like if it was like a sex scene, they'd bring in the stunt double, and then he would be like, no, I don't need a stunt double, and then they'd be like, oh, okay, and then they would like throw him over a table or some shit. He thought he would be in the sex scene, and then they would just chuck him over the table. That was pretty awesome.
Now, see, that is a show I can get behind. I remember.
Well, we talked about that. Do you? So I've been watching a lot of terrible fucking reality TV show. Do you remember when they were doing that on Spike or whatever? They had what was that one? It was God dang. It was kind of the same thing, but it was a reality show where everyone was an actor except for one person. What was that called? Joe Blow? Joe Schmo.
No, but
Joe
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was called Joe Schmo, and they had all these people that they hired, and they were all actors, and then the one person was not, and everything was scripted, and they made it all fucked up, and they just tried to like mess with him like the whole time. And one of the things is like, of course, there was one guy who was the gay guy, then there was one guy who was like the drama troublemaker. And like they all got to bring one item from home, and the gay guy brought pictures of his family, and they were all like Polaroids. Well, then one of the things they set up was the troublemaker guy took a bunch of Polaroids of his ass, and he replaced the family pictures with the ass pictures all the way through the thing. And the dude found it, and he's like, "Oh my God!" And then the Joe Schmo guy was like, "That's messed up," and he's like, "You should have never done that." And I loved it. And they did a season 2, and they had a woman and a man, and the woman figured it out, and so they pulled her aside, and they hired her to not say anything and then keep going on the show, and then brought in a new person to fuck with the guy that didn't figure it out. And I never got to see the end of that one, Joe Schmo 2. So I don't know. Let me see if I can find this. But yeah, okay. So here was the characters: Alan, the buddy; Allison, the overachieving Asian; Chico, the ex-con; Chloe, the model; Carly and Stan, the deaf girl with her interpreter; Lavernius, the black guy; Lorenzo Lamas as himself. He was the celebrity. I don't remember what the show's about. Randy, the asshole; Skylar, the widow; Jake Montrose, the bounty hunter. He was the head of the show. Wanda Montrose, the trophy wife. And I think even in the second season, they used the same host, and they just like made him look different so that to see if the people would even figure it out. But I always thought that was just genius. Joe Schmo. I thought it was great because they're like, we're not going to do a real reality show, but we're going to try to fuck with people.
Yeah, see, I'm much for the elaborate prank than an actual reality show. Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody always tries to get me into this the Impractical Jokers, but I've never seen it. I've watched some of it, and I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, It's not something I'm like, I gotta watch this. I don't know.
There's enough things out there I have to watch. It is ridiculous.
Yeah. Is it good? Do you watch it?
Oh, no, I haven't seen it all.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. There's too many other things out there I need to watch.
Yeah.
I just got Stars, so I'm going to start binging American Gods, I guess.
That's an interesting show. I don't know, man. It's I can understand why people like the book. And I watched the show, and I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. It's silly to me, but I could see where people like it. I'll probably watch. I Care a Lot was a twisted movie. Oh, that's a new one that's out. I haven't seen that. That's the one where she's like a con artist, and she's like ripping off like people that are retired.
Oh,
yeah. I will say this, like going back and watching, because I'm like watching the Surreal Life and the Surreal Life games. Definitely the early 2000s, we've come a long way since then. There's a lot of gropiness from men, a lot of what do you call it? Racism still in those days? Like, Jesus,
Uh-huh.
you know, and like,
I tell you, I was watching Boston Legal the other day, and that does not age well.
no,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Just James Spader and William Shatner,
uh-huh.
just as drunk lawyers. Like I think then like there's an episode where William Shatner's like there's a person like in the office and he's holding one of the other lawyers hostage,
Uh-huh.
and he comes in from his balcony, because he's just out there drinking during the day,
As one
and
does.
his secretary and another assistant's in the room. He's all, "Oh, ladies, what are you doing in here?" And he starts taking off his jacket. They're all, "What?" Because he comes into his office drunk and finds two women there, and he's like, "Oh, all right,
I
I
guess
see what's going
I
on."
guess we're having sex. I guess that's what's happening here, right? That's what he thinks,
And
right?
yeah, and then while he's still drinking like his like just thing of whiskey, he
Uh-huh.
shoots the intruder with a rifle, and like that's the end of the episode. And then it's just him and James Spader being smug at the end of the day.
Oh, it was Shatner that was like that.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Spader, like Spader was spadering, you know.
Oh, he Spaders a lot on the show too. It's bad.
He's all spadering. He's all, well, looks appears we've had an accident, you know. Have you ever watched the Blacklist?
Yes.
And they're like trying to chase down this serial killer guy, and then the FBI is about to show up, and Spader walks in and pushes the dude into a vat of acid, killing him. And then the FBI rolls in and they're like, "What happened here?" And he's like, "It appears we've had an accident." And you're like, "What? You pushed that guy into the acid?" I was like, he's just spadering, guys.
Yeah, that's from the early 2000s. It does not hold up well. I felt like
Yeah.
I didn't want other people to like see me watching it.
Well, did you see this thing where Disney Plus, you know, they put out a bunch of the Muppet stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had to put like disclaimers at the beginning of a lot of it because of the, you know, characters of races and shit like that. Some of it they had to completely leave out. They had to cut out. They had to just not show episodes. You can't find them on there.
Oh, of like the original Muppet Show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That wasn't even designed for children when it was written.
No. But yeah, that's interesting, right? They're like, let's take this show that actually wasn't made for kids and put it on kids' channel.
Hey, Disney does a lot of weird things because they can.
But there's a lot of disclaimer. And I guess they've cut out a lot of Simpsons episodes too. Not a lot, but some. Just some of them.
How could you tell?
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, like, but you know, there's some nerd that's like, where's that one episode at? And they have it on, you know, DVD.
You're like, yeah, the cringeworthy one.
Right. He's messaging me. Right.
The cringeworthy one that no one wants to watch nowadays.
Or they've cut a scene out of it and they like know. People know. Like, I would not know that. I mean, I guess if you just like have it burned into your brain and you know, then you're just like, oh, that was not, you know, they cut that scene out where he pushes the, you know, the dude down the hill, and, you know, it could be seen as like racist or, you know, homophobic or something. You know, you're like, oh shit. The one big thing with The Simpsons was this, like they messed up the aspect ratio, or they had it where it cut out like the outside of the scene. A lot of people were pissed.
Oh, yeah, that'd be messed up. I mean, you're missing part of the.
I don't know. It's just weird to me. What's another thing that like you don't understand that the average folks do?
Oh, that was a big one. I guess it's a lot of things. Like I'm not scared of a lot of things.
Right.
So there's a bunch of stuff that I've never had a problem with, like air travel. I love airports.
Yeah, I'm kind of one of those people too, where people are like they get anxiety to go to the airport. And like when I was younger, like I'm afraid of heights. I don't like heights at all. But like, I don't have that same problem when I'm up in the air in an airplane, you know? It's weird. It's like if I'm on top, like if I'm on the 40th floor of a building, I have trouble looking out the window, you know?
Okay.
But like being in an airplane, like I'll sit by the window seat and I'll look out and stare at stuff. I'm like, I have no issue with that. Going to the airport, I kind of thoroughly enjoy going to the airport the same.
It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like a crazy amusement park, you know. As long as you know the rules, everything goes really smoothly.
Yeah, there's like weird shit. Like they're like, you know what? Walking sucks. How about just stand and move? You know, like just stand on this thing and we'll move you. You know, it's like you'll like it, and we'll just put them randomly through the airport. It's like, oh, here we go. They changed some of the voice actors because it was racist. Yeah, that was recently. They did Doc Hubbard and then they did Apu, which, you know, I don't know. Like to me, like whenever I saw those articles, like those headlines, I was like, oh yeah, The Simpsons is still on. Why? and like, and you have to think in your mind, you're like, it's only, I mean, it has to be on because it gets ratings. So who's watching The Simpsons? You know, I don't know. You know, because I don't know anybody that watches it anymore.
It'll be in syndication forever.
Yeah. Oh my
Last
god.
time I saw The Simpsons,
Yeah.
because it actually they just started showing it at like midnights now.
Yeah.
And
So, yeah.
all it does is I'll watch an episode of The Simpsons, and halfway through I think to myself, I want to watch Futurama.
Oh, I do. Okay, that's different. Like I restarted Futurama actually recently. So let me ask you this: you know, Matt Groening, he created The Simpsons, he created Futurama, he created what's the new one?
Disenchantment.
Disenchantment. So when I was a kid, I actually used to read his books, Life is Hell, or because he had this comic strip, Life is Hell.
Yeah.
And I would buy the books at Hastings. Loved them. Well, you know, he started when they wanted him to do a cartoon for Fox. He created The Simpsons, or for Tracy Ullman's show. He created The Simpsons because he didn't want to give them his Life is Hell characters because he didn't want them to take them from him. And it's like crazy now that, you know, The Simpsons has been around 30 something years. How much, like, let's do a, you know, I mean, of course he's doing well, but how much do you think Matt Groening, because let's talk about syndication, how much do you think that dude is worth? I already know, so I looked this up the other day.
Geez, I wouldn't even. Got to be at least like a couple $100 million, right?
Oh yeah, you're close. I mean, guess though. You guess in the hundreds of millions.
Yeah, definitely in the hundreds of millions.
But where in the hundreds of millions?
I'll go with 700, probably towards the high end.
Dude, you're close. 600. That's pretty close. $600 million. But like, honestly though, this is going to sound a little crazy to me. That's pretty low, honestly. To have something that's been on television for 30 plus years that you created. I mean, Seinfeld and Larry David were close to $1 billion each. Their show was on for 9 seasons. Dude, to have Simpsons on for 30 plus years, plus all the merchandise that they had, the video games, the merchandise, like Seinfeld didn't have that shit. You know, how come Matt Groening's only worth 600 million? I mean, come on. I mean, maybe he got divorced. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of reasons for that. He could have a long time ago could have been stuck with a really old bad deal, bad negotiation later on. Maybe he didn't have any of the rights to merchandising. That would make a huge blow because Simpsons is all about merchandising.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, how many video games have they had alone? You know,
No idea.
Let's look that up.
There's a Simpsons version to everything, though.
Right.
Simpsons Monopoly, Simpsons Life, Simpsons.
I always wanted to play the Grand Theft Auto version where you can just kind of go all over Springfield. Here we go. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 different Simpsons video games. Just video games. That's crazy. And then a movie. I mean, they had a movie.
Yeah.
You know? So 600 million, it seems on the low side, if you ask me. Maybe I'm wrong there. But, you know, I would say the cultural impact of Matt Groening over, say, Seinfeld or Jay-Z, I would say is much bigger, you know?
Oh, true. I mean, name one of his shows and someone knows it or is a fan of it.
Right. Like everyone knows who Bart Simpson and Homer Simpson is. Everyone knows who they are. Everyone knows who they are. You know?
Futurama took like a 4 or 5 year sabbatical and then they made 4 more seasons.
Yeah. I mean, he made that show. He made The Disenchanted. I mean, how could it definitely seems on the low side to me. I mean, he's not struggling. He's fine.
He's doing all right.
He's okay. I'm not here lobbying for Matt Groening.
Maybe he's a huge philanthropist. We don't know.
Hopefully. I know that he kind of came out, like, it's funny, someone brought up the thing with the voiceover work, and they asked him about it, and he's like, he kind of was, he's kind of on the wrong side of it. He's like, I don't really see the big deal of why we had to change it, And it's like, you could have just not said anything. How about that? Sometimes I never figure out why people don't just shut up. It's like, just shut up about it. It's like,
usually it's because they're drunk.
That's true. They'd be like, what do you mean? Yeah. Like, what about the diversity on 10 drink minimum? I'd be like, we're pretty diverse. I don't know what makes you think we're not. They'd be like, did you hear what he said? Like, well, he was wasted.
Well, for a while you were the only white person on the show, so
there was right.
That must have been kind of hard on you.
No, well, I felt alienated most shows that you and Billy would gang up on me.
True.
No. It is true though. I never thought of that. I was like the only, because it was me, you, and Billy, and you guys are both, native, and
we're even the same tribe.
You're in the same tribe, and then you guys would say racist things, and I'd be like, oh Jesus. And what am I gonna say, to defend? I'm just kidding.
We'd be all, stupid white boy.
No. But that would have been funny. Yeah. I guess, no one can go back and be like, there wasn't diversity on that show. Be like, yeah, there was. After our 30th season, they'll be like, what do you think about the diversity on your show? We're like, I don't know about that. Who cares?
I made that 30 years ago. Why are you talking about it?
I don't even know who you are. Get out of my room at the rest home.
Get off my porch.
Oh man, I meant to. Yeah. So I don't know if I can pull it up on here. Oh yeah. Okay. So the other day I was at Santa Fe Brewing and I bought some of the Pepe Loco. And did you see my Instagram about it? Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So they kind of made the box the weirdest thing about it is it's a 15 pack, right? It's not a 12, it's not an 18, it's a 15 pack, which kind of yeah. And then they don't make any kind of big deal about that. I mean, they might, but I took the box home and I was like, I'm gonna put this on my head, and my girlfriend didn't think I could do this, but I did it, and so I was like, and I'm like, they made the box. I mean, they had to have made that box for like wearing on your head, right?
I would say so.
Yeah, if you guys want to follow me at 10 Drink on Instagram, and you get fun Instagrams like that on a random Friday night. So yeah, that was fun. I always thought that was really funny. I was like, I had that idea for a while, and I'm sure I'm not the first one by far to ever put that box. I know to put a box on your head, but like the Pepe Loco one, because it's the luchador mask. I just thought that was fantastic.
I never noticed that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's very Santa Fe though.
And you can wear it on your head and you can look out the handle holes. It's kind of perfect. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Kind of scary too.
So yeah, if you're listening to the audio podcast, you'll have to add us on Instagram and you can see my picture where I'm wearing the box on my head. So it's kind of fun. Oh man. So this happened this week, right? Let me go back in and pull this up too. So somebody tagged me in this and they're like, you should put a sticker on this wall. So downtown Albuquerque is changing quite a bit, right? And this 505 Central came in, and it's because everything's about the gourmet food court now. That's all the rage. There's several of them around Albuquerque, which I'm not against that. I like a good place to go eat. I just don't like whenever I go to a place like that and they have $7 beers. Not going to mention which one that is. But downtown, we got 505 Central, and they did kind of a cool thing behind the building. And I didn't know this existed till someone pointed it out to me. And then I went and put a sticker on it, tagged them in it, and then I don't know if I blew it up or somebody blew it up. I don't know. I'm not going to say I blew it up, but
Oh no, Chris, I believe I've lost you. This isn't a one-man show.
sorry.
I kind of need you back here.
Sorry about that. I accidentally clicked off of it. Anyway, so here's this thing, right? Let me pull it up again. Chrome tab. So yeah, there's this sticker wall, right?
Yeah.
And it's called #ABQ sticker wall. And it looks like it's weird because like you see it and it looks like it's a wall that's like in plain sight right there on Central or whatever, but it's not. It's actually in the alleyway behind 505 Central. So I ride my Super 73 over there right after someone tags me, and I take lunch and I ride over there, stick that thing on the wall. Now you can see our sticker right in the middle. Right.
Yeah.
So that was that day. Now our sticker is actually partially covered up now. There's so many stickers there now.
Oh, wow.
Let me see if I can pull someone else's up. Hold on. That was Thursday. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find their site. 505 Central.
It's like the whole thing's stickers now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the one that I saw. Oh, geez. Maybe I don't know. I may not be able to find this, but yeah, it's like people came and filled in all that like empty space.
That's a lot of stickers.
What's
up with this town?
Well, and then really what pissed me. Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay. Yeah. So you saw that other picture, right? Let's do a side by side. Because this was Thursday, right? And then people who are listening to the audio is like, this is great audio. No, it's not. Sorry. But that's why you watch the show, man.
We have different versions of it.
Yeah.
Last week I was hilarious and my microphone barely worked.
Right. Okay. So let's go to this one. So here's the one that I just showed you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing even around our sticker.
Right. Okay. Now here's what it looks like as of yesterday. Could be more. It's like, holy shit, man. You can't even hardly see our sticker. It's like buried in a bunch of stickers, which is fine. But here's what really pisses me off, and I want to talk about this, and then maybe we'll end. So my friend goes over there because I tagged her because she was the one who tagged me in it. And she's like, you should go put a sticker here. Our friend Alex.
Yeah.
So I go over and I put a sticker and I take a picture and I tag her in it. I tag them in it, and they got shit tons of likes. And then all of a sudden I saw people that were like messaging underneath. They're like, I need to go put a sticker there. Da, 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 da. So then I put it on the What's Up ABQ Instagram. Boom, a bunch of more people. Wow, I gotta go put a sticker on there. So my friend Alex goes over there, and she's like, because there was a guy back there working when I went, and she went on Friday, and I guess the guy was there too. So he was like, oh, he's like, since it got posted yesterday, there's been about 50 people in the last 24 hours who've come over here. And he's like, and she's like, oh, wow, to put stickers? And he goes, no, some of them came to take stickers down.
What?
And I saw a little bit of hate of this on Instagram where people are like, I don't like that there's non-Albuquerque stickers on there. And so people went over there and ripped stickers down. And I think that's bullshit.
That's messed up.
Totally. And if somebody goes over there and rips our sticker down, I'll go put another one. I don't give a shit. I get them made. I don't care.
Remember when I was in New Zealand? I must have put up at least 20 stickers while I was there.
Yeah. And we got people from New Zealand to watch. You put stickers up when you were in Belize. Got a bunch of people there. Hold on. Let's do some of that. A shout out here to some fans around the world here. Hold on here. Dun, dun, dun. Because even though we're here based in Albuquerque and we talk about Albuquerque a lot, we're not only based here. I mean, we like having people from all over. Big shout out to the people who are in Germany that are listening to the show. Big shout out to everyone that's in the United Kingdom listening to the show. Thank you for messaging me. Big shout out to our fans in Brazil, our fans in Canada, our fans in Mexico, and apparently our fans in Australia again. I guess we're getting a following in Australia back.
Oh, no. It's because we pissed them off. We had to bring them back.
Yeah.
Back into the fold.
We even have fans in Russia. That makes me excited. Puerto Rico, it has Puerto Rico outside of the United States. It's like, that's the United States. Thank you. And a big shout out to all our fans in California, man. We have a lot in California. Some in Virginia, some in Illinois, some in Colorado. We're not just New Mexico. And if you guys respond to us, we'll talk about, and then let us, people are like, what do you guys talk about on the show? How do you decide? We don't. We're just crazy. We're just insane. We just sit down and go, let's have a conversation. So if there's stuff you guys want to hear about, message us. Definitely. Don't care. Message us on Instagram, message us on our website, message us wherever, man. We don't care. Let us know. Let us know you're out there. Who knows?
By message us, he means message him.
Right. Don't contact James. He will not come to your house. It's funny, I've had people that are like, I graduated from college, man. Will you guys fly here and go to my graduation? And I'm like, I'm very flattered on that, but no. That was, yeah, no. I mean, if you live close by, maybe, but not flying to like Indiana somewhere. But you never know. So
I actually travel a lot. So
yeah, not in the last year. You haven't.
Not in the last year. I had to cancel a bunch of trips last year, though.
Lazy.
Well, I was like, what am I going to do? I'm just going to take a really expensive, like, not very fun ride. Yay! I mean, I like airports, but not that much.
Mm-mm. Like, that's a thing, too, that's like things that we used to do that now, like, make me cringe, like long road trip in the car. It's like, like, like do you watch a TV show and they show like a people in like a crowded New York street and you're like, or they're in like Grand Central Station or something that's packed. You're like, oof.
Yeah, there are some older ones that TV shows where I'm all like, but then there's some like I noticed that like in general, like all the people were always like 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
I like yeah. I like that someone brought up, they're like, can you imagine that, or they're like, can you believe that we used to have things called birthdays and people would just walk up and blow on the cake before they served it? And I was like, no shit, huh? Just crazy. Like, we're just stupid, you know? It's like, ugh. Nope. Nope and nope and nope. Big no
Hey,
thing.
I'm embracing this is my stack of
Mhm.
masks.
Yeah.
I got so many of them now.
Right? I have to ask you this question. You have to agree with me on this. Like the whole anti-masker thing drives me crazy because it's like for me and you, we're just like, hell yeah, another accessory I get to wear.
Exactly.
And like when I think of that, I always think of you because I feel the same way. I'm like, hell yeah, man. I feel like this is another way I can walk out in public and someone goes, oh, okay. You know, that person's different.
I have so many fashion masks now
Yeah.
just to match my t-shirt or my jacket.
Right. Yeah. You know, it's just weird to me that people don't. They're like, ugh, this is terrible. I can't breathe. And I'm just like, cool. Which mask I'm like, which mask do I want to wear to this place? You know, what do I want to show them?
Right? I'm running errands today. It's
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock my 10 drink, but should I mix the I'll do
Yeah.
the matching mask with that. So it'll be 10 drink and 10 drink.
Right.
Run some errands.
Yeah. It's an odd thing that people like, and I'm just like, man, I see opportunity. I'm just like, we may have to wear a mask way after we get the vaccination. I'm like, no worries to
I
me.
will.
You got it. Sounds fun to me. Wee.
Well, thanks to this pandemic, my face hasn't aged at all in the last year. It hasn't even seen the sun.
Right. I don't even know what sunburn. Yeah. No sunburn for this guy. No, it's kind of cool though. It's like, yeah, I dig it. I don't know. And then so the white glasses thing keeps getting bigger, right?
Oh.
So I got shit talked the other day for my white glasses. When I got these, I did not think this was a big deal. You know? Like I did not think the white glasses was a big deal. So I guess
I was only a little upset because I used to rock white glasses. I was like, well, we can't both have white glasses.
Right. So I guess Steve-O wears white glasses. You know, and Steve-O has a podcast now because everyone does. Everyone in the world has a podcast now. And so one of our troll friends, Corey Menifee, you know, double thumbs down. He posts or he finds the Steve-O podcast video where they're talking to Johnny Knoxville or somebody. And he's like, oh, I guess you have to have white glasses to be a podcaster now. And he tags me in it. I was like, you son of a bitch. It's like, is it like really that crazy to have white glasses? I don't know. I may just have to get different colors now. I'm thinking about going to get my prescription done again. I might just do like white, red, and blue just to fuck with people.
Well, you know, I've firmly gone in with the ruby lenses.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wear those though. Explain the ruby lenses to people.
Oh, they're actually they're prescription from my optometrist. They're actually really cheapy frames because not rich. I honestly I break it or lose these things all the time.
Yeah.
But I have migraines that are caused by a sensitivity to light. And you go into your optometrist and they run a little scan thing on you. See how you react to different spectrums, and then they custom make you a lens that takes those spectrums out.
Oh, so you're not Cyclops from the X-Men.
It's to keep things from coming into my eyes.
Okay.
But they work really well, and they just so happen to be red.
You're not going to take them off and kill everyone in a radius because you're just blasting out of your eyes.
Well, I don't know. That might happen.
It could happen. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I've embraced the ruby frames,
Okay.
or I guess lenses is what it is.
Yeah. Is there
I got
anything? Is there anything about you that your fans may not know out there in the world?
I don't. Probably all kinds of things.
Yeah. What's one?
Okay. Because of professional dancing,
Mhm.
I am missing 3 toenails on my right foot.
Wow. Okay. And we're gonna leave you guys with that for this episode of 10 Drink Minimum. We're not gonna do a Billy / Wavy hour because it's just Smiley and I. But and I don't know if I could top that because that's information I never would have thought. You say on your right foot?
Yeah, I don't. It's kind of a running joke with anyone I date. I don't take my socks off,
Mm.
and they're like, "Why is that?" And I was like, "Well, honestly, one of my feet looks awful because of like 20 years of professional dance. It's all like mangled and
Wow.
crooked toes, missing toenails."
Man.
I'm like,
Yeah, there you go. There you go. More Smiley for you. Yeah, thank you guys for listening today. Is there anything you want to promote, Smiley?
I guess just my usual stuff. You can see me on Daybreak on Netflix, or if you're on Hulu, you can see me on Hulu or NBC. It's Midnight Texas or The Brave. Also, Snatchers is streaming on multiple services now.
Nice.
And that's a really fun movie. And I guess hopefully, I'm in the new Zack Snyder Army of the Dead that's coming out this month. Is that right?
Yeah, when you guys see Smiley, take a picture, do a screenshot, and post it on our Facebook page or our Instagram or something, or tag us or something. Do something. Do something. Get off your ass and do something. Just kidding. I do another podcast called What's Up ABQ. You can find it on all the popular podcasting streams. We've done a really couple, like our newest episode coming out, we interviewed the mayor of Tijeras. So that's coming out pretty soon. I think that'll be pretty cool. You know, for people who don't know, it's a very small town outside of Albuquerque on Route 66. Real fun interview. Some things, and I'll give you some things real quick that you do not hear in that episode. So he beat out the incumbent 118 to 116. That's how small the town is. So he won by 2 votes, and the incumbent had been the mayor for over 20 years. And you do hear a little bit of saltiness in his interview. Not a lot. He's a real nice guy, but not a lot. But it's there. Now that I've laid those seeds, go listen to that episode when it comes out. I think it'll be out Wednesday. And see if you can hear the saltiness when it comes out. It's like, oh. It's a real good interview. I didn't expect it to be that good. So, and then we do this show most Sundays from 6 to 8 p.m. live on 10drinkminimum.com, YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook. Go if you're a fan of this show, add us on any of that stuff. Add us on Instagram, all that cool shit. What else? That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. With that, we are
10 Drink Minimum.
.com.